Bulls Nation, welcome to a Chicago Bulls update video, and in today we're going to be talking about the waivings of some of the Chicago Bulls players, as well as some hope for one of our players to return against the Memphis Grizzlies. We have a long way to go until that game comes around, so ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about some Chicago Bulls news in this video. Let's do it. What's going on, everybody? It's the Bulls Show, aka Aidan, and welcome back to another video. Today we've got a Chicago Bulls update video in relation to, of course, some of the waivings the Chicago Bulls have made and what this could mean for those players that did not get waived on the roster, and the potential return of one of our players against the Memphis Grizzlies and the hope that he could play against them. But before we get started, please like and subscribe to the Bulls Show. Turn notifications on and let me know in the comments below your thoughts on all the news pieces we'll be talking about today. Now, let's get into the first thing, ladies and gentlemen. The first thing that we need to talk about is the potential waivings, or the official waivings, I should say, of Chicago Bulls players. Now, the two players that have been waived from the Chicago Bulls were Aidan Thompson and Daniel Oturu. Those two players have been waived from the Chicago Bulls, which basically means they are no longer associated with the Chicago Bulls roster, and they, I guess, are technically free agents. The optimism is that Billy Donovan thinks that they will stick around our G League team, which is a big bonus at the end of the day, because we have worked with these players now, and if they stick in the G League, they could get an opportunity further down the line. But it does not look like they're going to become the official players on the Chicago Bulls. They will not get that final contract, and it looks like they will not get that two-way contract either. So, pretty important stuff to decipher here. I want to first talk about Aidan Thompson. I think Aidan Thompson has a pretty bright future in the NBA, given the right opportunity. So the reality is, I guess the Chicago Bulls just didn't see it the way that many other people see it. And maybe he wasn't impressing enough in training for us to guarantee him with a two-way contract or even that last roster spot. It doesn't look like the Chicago Bulls see that value in him, at least at this point in time. Out of everybody that's optimistic about Aidan Thompson going to the G League, the Chicago Bulls should be very optimistic about that. Hopefully he does join that Windy City Bulls team, and hopefully he can show his value in the G League, because at the end of the day, more game time, no matter where it is, will help him become a better player, and training facility and everything, having the right coaches around him, he could eventually get a roster spot on another team. But maybe the Chicago Bulls can see that value in him down the line, and maybe that's why they're wishing, or they're trying to be optimistic that they will join our G League team or be in and around the G League, so they could get their opportunity at another time. That's really interesting for me personally. And again, there's not much to say in relation to Daniel Oturu. I didn't know much about this guy coming in, and I still don't know much about him now, but at the end of the day, he did not really get enough game time to impress the Chicago Bulls, and hence he is not going to be in the rotation. And I also feel like the center player of Alize Johnson is definitely a main reason, I should say, as to why Daniel Oturu didn't get much of an opportunity in this, I guess, preseason run out, and of course why he was waived as well. Whatever the case may be, obviously getting waived is something that does happen in the NBA. You don't want to see players fail, or I guess not given an opportunity, but it does happen. So best of luck to these two players, and hopefully they can earn an opportunity on the Bulls, but also on other teams as well, because they definitely, in my opinion, at least in Aidan Thompson's perspective, the one that I know, I definitely think they have bright futures in the NBA if given an opportunity to become a good bench player, to become a good role player, and allow them to adjust in that way. We'll wait and see what happens with those two players, but again, it does suck to see them go. It is what it is. It does happen. We have to move on, and they will too. So let's see what happens with their future in future years, future months, future weeks. Now, let's talk about the next news stories, ladies and gentlemen. Today, I want to talk about the potential return of Patrick Williams. Now, it looks like Patrick Williams has returned to training and has participated in some 5v5 action, and it looks like they are optimistic and hopeful that Patrick Williams could play the next preseason game against the Memphis Grizzlies. Now, this is absolutely great news for a number of reasons. Number one, no one expected Patrick Williams to return before the regular season started. At the the time of his injury. Everyone expected him to return at the time that the regular season started, like the Detroit Pistons game. No one really expected earlier than that. So if he is ahead of schedule and he is going to play in that Memphis Grizzlies game, he's going to get an opportunity to play with this team, to run with this team, have some sort of, I guess, chemistry with this team that training doesn't always give. Sometimes real game experiences gives you more chemistry than those training sessions. So for Patrick Williams to get even the smallest of minutes with some of these guys, I think is going to be a huge help and can maybe help him adjust into the starting lineup at the regular season's beginning, or even if it takes him some time to adjust this team to the point where he is starting, because I think he is a key component to our starting lineup with the Chicago Bulls. I understand that many people might want him to start on the bench when it comes to him getting fully healthy. And I definitely see people wanting that to happen, and I definitely can see a side where that does happen. But I feel like this team was built around Patrick Williams starting because of what he could bring defensively and in the rebounding aspect as well. So when it comes to Patrick Williams, getting the smallest amount of minutes is something that I would like to see happen in preseason and against the Memphis Grizzlies. However, as I mentioned with Derrick Jones Jr. and Tony Bradley, I want to lean on the side of caution. Preseason, at the end of the day, it's a good chemistry booster, good morale booster because of how good we are winning these games. But injuries do come first. He had a severe ankle sprain. Those do happen in the NBA, so it's not something that we need to be extremely upset over. But a chance of reoccurring injuries is something that can happen when it comes to ankle sprains and amongst other injuries as well. So if there even is the slightest chance that he's not 100% ready to play, then I think we should sit him out, because at the end of the day, he's a valuable piece of the team and we shouldn't be risking him if it's not necessary to risk him. So these are the things that come into my mind when I think about Patrick Williams potentially returning. It's so vital, in my opinion, for him to get some run in this team, especially in preseason where wins or losses aren't always the biggest and end-all be-all type of situations. You need to have good run out with the team to get your chemistry up and maybe to know what your place on the team is. And training does get you there, but obviously playing games will get you there as well. So it's important on that side, but also when you look at other things as well, injuries can reoccur, and especially if they do take a long time to recover from, it is a bit harder to sometimes look and see, okay, is he ready now? Can he play? And I guess we'll wait and see. Obviously, we have to put our trust and faith in the doctors and the coaches to understand what we're going to see from Patrick Williams, whether it is the regular season or in this next Memphis Grizzlies game in the preseason. And hopefully that trust and faith that we put into those doctors and the coach will end up working out well, and we don't see reoccurring injuries with Patrick Williams. Again, I am very more optimistic when it comes to Patrick Williams. I know the type of athlete he is. He has a good body on him. So hopefully in terms of reoccurring injuries, we don't necessarily see those types of things from him. I'm optimistic about him, and maybe we do see him against the Memphis Grizzlies. And if he does return and he does start, or if he does come off the bench against that Memphis Grizzlies team, I'll be more than happy to cheer for him and wish him all the best, and hopefully he does very, very well in his preseason debut. And again, when it all comes down to the regular season, to have another player fit and ready to go, to add to the depth of the team, to add to the starting lineup of the team, and just overall the quality of the team in general, that's something I can't be angry about whatsoever, whether he does play or they lean towards caution. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and subscribe if you're new. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. With a long time to go, I believe a few days until that Memphis Grizzlies game, we're going to be talking about players on this team. How many players have impressed me on this team? We're talking about the potential starting lineup issues if Patrick Williams is unable to play. And we're also going to be talking about just in general how good the Chicago Bulls have been and what our signs will be heading towards the regular season after watching this team play. Stay tuned for all those videos, and let's get our head on straight and move forward to the Memphis Grizzlies. Stay safe, stay healthy, and stay tuned for more. Take care and peace.